This is the AMG E63S. And it doesn't just look beautiful, it drives like mad. So if you've been following along on this channel, you know a few months ago I drove the E63S wagon, and when I knew I was getting this car, I was sure I was gonna like the wagon more. That's not to say I like the sedan more. I actually think these are two different cars. They feel different to drive, and they're obviously look different. A lot of that comes down to the interior options. This one has a more plush, luxurious interior, and the wagon had the more harsh AMG seats. That made the wagon feel more harsh, like a more mean vehicle. This thing feels a lot more calm, but you can still put it into Sport Plus mode, and it drives like mad. The E-Class can be had in either a coupe, a sedan, or a wagon. Obviously, this one is a sedan. We've driven the wagon before. Each of those variants can be had in an AMG version. If you're not looking for the AMG, you can have an E350 or an E450. If you jump into the AMG lineup, you can get the E53 or this E63S. And after driving both of these vehicles, I would actually quite like to drive the E350 or E450 just to stack up for luxury purposes, but obviously in this video we're focused on performance. When I said earlier that this car is beautiful, that's no joke. I really like the overall design and lines that you get on the sedan. I really like the front end with that Mercedes grille and the AMG badge right there in the grille. I really love those LED headlights. These have the LED intelligent light system headlamps. It has adaptive high beams that vary the beam pattern of the LEDs for maximum illumination and minimum glare for other drivers. You can get that Mercedes illuminated star up front, but I quite like just the blacked out star. The color of ours here is lunar blue metallic, and I think it looks really great. Blue is one of the few colors that I really like on cars that's not black or white. The wheels are 20-inch AMG twin 5-spoke wheels, and I think they look really good. And behind those wheels are drilled and slotted rotors with red 6-piston AMG calipers. I do really love the V8 bi-turbo badge on the side with the little 4MATIC on there. Just another one of those non-subtle hints that this thing is something special. Around the back, you obviously get the LED taillights, the AMG badge, as well as the E63S badge. You get a chrome strip, a little bit of a trunk lid spoiler, and that quad AMG exhaust. Again, I really like the design of the sedan. It's pretty subdued as well. I never really got any questions about what it was or what was under the hood unless people knew what was going on here. I know the performance cues aren't subtle here with that exhaust and those brakes, but really I got a lot more questions about the wagon than I did the sedan. So it feels like a sleeper sedan. It feels just like you're driving another Mercedes sedan, but it's got the power of the sun under the hood. And maybe that's what you're going for, maybe it's not. I'm sure some fancy paint job or some more flair here and there would help that, but I really liked and enjoyed having this car for the week. Speaking of performance, let's check out what's under the hood. Of course, under the hood, we get that handcrafted 4-liter bi-turbo V8 monster. All said, this pushes 603 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque, and is matched up to a 9-speed transmission. Of course, that's no ordinary transmission. That's AMG's shift-speed MCT transmission that can handle all that power. All right, so let's talk about the interior for a bit before we get driving. First of all, this interior is the nut brown and black Napa leather with carbon fiber trimming. I like the nut brown leather. I like the black leather. I like the carbon fiber trimming. I don't think it all works together quite well. It doesn't quite contrast very well, but each individual piece I do like itself. Just personal preference. We do have the Burmster high-end 3D audio system in here. Sounds amazing. One of the better features in this vehicle that I didn't have in the other one are these seats. These seats can be heated, they can be cooled, they can massage you, they can give you heated massages. It's amazing. The seats also have 3 different memory positions, which helps if you're swapping between drivers. I don't really get to do that because I'm the only one allowed to drive these cars. So once I set it, I'm good, but I can definitely see it for a family vehicle if the wife's driving it and you're driving it, something like that. You do get ambient lighting in here with 64 colors, and they can change and pulse with the car. You've got these speakers that twist open and have ambient lighting behind it. It can be really beautiful or really distracting, depending on how easily distracted you are. Behind the wheel and for your infotainment screen, you get 2 12.3-inch displays side by side. You do get a pretty big black bezel around them, so they're not slammed together, but they are really nice displays, and everything is controlled through these displays. So you've got a lot of information, a lot of configuration, and things that you can do with the driver's information display. One critique that I will have is that the rectangle display doesn't match up with the round steering wheel, so things that you have kind of get cut off in the corners. So there is information that you got to kind of look around to get if it's in one of those corners. But then you have the main display that has navigation, your radio, all your settings, your AC controls. You do have some physical buttons for AC controls, but a lot of the stuff you do have to dig into the menu system for, especially stuff like your massaging seats. Sometimes that can be an inconvenience. I would like more physical buttons, but then at the same time, too many physical buttons is way too much. So they probably hit a decent balance. I probably would have liked just a little bit more physical buttons. Of course, physical buttons that you do get control things like the exhaust note, your suspension, what drive mode you're in, the important stuff. The way this thing drives is really just great. You can have it in comfort mode, and you can just be tolling around in luxury and comfort. The wagon that we had, with the seats that it had, even in comfort, it was a pretty stiff ride. This one though, you really get to feel that air suspension, and it's just like floating on a cloud. That makes day-to-day driving much nicer. You also do get a proper head-up display that is very sharp and easily visible under any condition. And it shows you decent information like your speed and the speed limit that you should be going. You're basically never going the speed limit you should be going in this thing, and it flashes to remind you of that. Of course, you can adjust your exhaust note, your suspension. You have dynamic driving modes that can put you into sport mode, into sport plus mode, into race mode. You have an individual setting so you can dial it in just the way you like it. And when you are ready to put it into Sport Plus or Race, it really comes alive. And you get that loud exhaust with those backfires and burbles, and it's an experience to be in this car. It's a ton of fun. If you're a gearhead or a car guy, you know, you've got to love AMG. And that 603 horsepower, 627 foot-pounds of torque, the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, that all means it really hooks up quickly, and it's ready to pull your face off at any moment Let's stop on this little bit of a straight road and hit a 0 to 60 right now. Go. 60. That's ridiculous. I can't even say it fast enough. The speed of this thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I know I said it in my wagon video. If I'm just repeating myself over and over, I'm sorry. This thing's ridiculous. Yeah, another great feature is that you can raise and lower this car. Basically, you can raise it so getting into parking spots like my own driveway, you can do it without scraping the bottom of this thing, and then you lower it down to make it low and efficient and sporty. What a great feature. So let's talk about the price and a little bit on what this competes with. The base price for the AMG E63 is $108,000. This one spec'd out is about $122,000, and that wagon we had was $138,000. So obviously with that kind of power and that kind of price, there's not a ton that competes with this. You could look at the BMW M5, the Lexus GSF, you could look at the Audi RS7. All those cars pretty much compete with this, but this thing with its looks, with its power, with its interior, I think is a great package. And if you're looking at spending $130,000 on a performance sedan, I don't see why not the Mercedes. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the E63. Would you get the sedan, the wagon, or the coupe? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're growing pretty good, but still a small channel. We need your support. Please subscribe and share this video. And as always, thanks for watching.